there we have it. Ayan, sige. Screen share tayo. So once more, thank you for coming today. This is parang it's an exciting session kasi we have a very special guest today. Okay, so perhaps we could outline ito yung ating topics for today or activities for today. Ayan. So we will have this opening prayer to start off with our session, and then we'll have a talk with Dr. Claire Habito on skin cleansing. And then we will have a short break. Ayan, pang icebreaker lang about cleansing the mind, since yun yung ating topic for this week or this month. And then we will have Miss Tin on tidying up and sparking hope. And then we will have our announcement. So short but sweet yung ating session for today. Okay, so by the way, my name is Christine, and I will be your facilitator for today. Okay, so next. Ayan, so opening prayer tayo to guide us with our in our session for today. Stop share. Yeah. So as we feel the presence of the Lord, may we join this music, this song, and turn it into our prayer. Yeah, and so as we allow the Lord's presence to be in our lives, in our session for today, may, like rain, be cleansing for us in presence ni Lord, so that we can focus on listening to the things that our experts will say, and maybe reflect on the things that we might need to be washed away within ourselves or around us. So thank you, Lord, for this session. May you continue to be blessed at all times. Amen. Yan. Okay, dumadami na po ang ating mga attendees for today. Again, we will acknowledge their presence. So hello ulit kay Doc Claire, kay Miss Tin, Dychiao, tama ba yung pronunciation yan? Si Miss Dina is here with us again, and si Miss Pauline, si Miss Charles, si Denise, si Sir Francis, si Catherine, si Miss Catherine, tapos si Cristel, si Casey, hello. Ayan. So, yun nga, we've been talking about, yun nga, yung ating topic for today is about cleansing and how important it is. So we will have different ways of experiencing cleansing in our day-to-day lives. So the next portion of our session is about cleansing of our skin. And so I will turn the floor over to Doc Claire, our CEO ng Skincare for Hope and a licensed dermatologist. So sige, go, Doc Claire.
Thanks, Chris. Oh, thank you for everyone who came. You know, Skincare for Hope, yung advocacy namin, it's not just the skin products, di ba? The cleansing. It's really sparking hope. Ay, kaya, we have a special guest ngayon, si Tien. Super thank you that you came. But I know we have the same advocacy. It's really to share self-care, and marami tayong ipapakita later on. For me, medyo mabilis lang actually on my part. I'll be sharing on cleansing. I'll share my slides, really very quick. Kasi I'm sure lahat naman kayo naliligo, di ba? That's the first step in skincare. It's tag-ulan, it's raining again. But every day we do our best to take a bath. Or pag naulanan, we have to take a bath again kasi uso ang sakit ngayon. There are different kinds of cleansers. So ito lang gusto ko lang i-remind for everyone. And kung ano yung fit sa inyo, it really depends on your skin type. So example here, we have an oil cleanser. These and the micellar water, these are very good for taking out makeup kasi sila yung parang oil-based. So mas mamamelt nila yung makeup down. Facial wipes to just cleanse yung mga makeup also as well. There's a new one, powder cleanser. I haven't tried using that, or the cream cleansers as well. Mas solid yung form, pero magbabubble up din siya eventually. I'm sure for your face, guys, you usually use the gel cleanser and the foam cleansers. The liquid cleansers are milder in the form compared to the bar. Pero soap bars, I have nothing against. I think they're still okay. Depende lang talaga sa pag-use nyo. Tsaka dapat may moisturizing component din siya. So it helps remove the dirt and your makeup, and sana may components for moisturizing the skin. And how does the cleansers work? Meron tayong mga oil, may mga dirt sa mukha natin or sa katawan natin. When you use your soap, meron tong surfactant. So, yung mga surfactants, iba-ibang klase yan. Merong mga, well, yung pinaka-common is your sodium lauryl sulfate, your SLS, pero very matapang din siya eh. So, marami ding versions na iba. Yung surfactant, meron siyang itong color blue na mukhang nail, yun yung mga surfactants. It goes around the dirt and forms a micelle. So, micelle parang kinukulong lang niya, no? Para in other words, para ma-lift out, para ma-rinse off mo yung dirt. But if you're looking for a good product, do try to always look at the ingredients sa likuran. Kasi you really like a mild, gentle cleanser, and hopefully with a moisturizing ingredient. Pwedeng glycerin. Sa atin, we have the calendula, is an oil. The oatmeal is also an agent for moisturizing. Para this way, hindi masyadong ma-alter yung pH. Kasi acidic mantle talaga tayo for the skin. Ngayon, how do we wash our face? Meron akong parang video. Forgive me. So, here's how. Kita ba? So, first, you wet your face and try to lather up your soap. Ginagawa nyo rin lahat yan. Kailangan mabula. Kasi there are also cleansers na hindi bumubula, di ba? It's actually the circular motion na ginagawa nyo para matanggal yung dirt. So don't be afraid kung hindi nagbabubble up yung cleanser. But what you have to do is keep on doing that circular motion at least 30 seconds. Parang sa kamay. Diba, when you wash your hands, happy birthday to you twice. So, ganun din sa face. Kasi karang size din siya ng kamay nyo eh. So 30 seconds at least for that. Same with the body, So for every body part na parang size nyo ng kamay, parang dalawang kamay. So 20 seconds din yun. So, sa braso, circular motions din yun pag nag-scrub kayo ng katawan. And then you rinse it with water. lukewarm water and then pat dry para you don't rub your skin too much. And then, it's good to apply a moisturizer. Then, kasi lalo na kung nag-soap bar kayo. Kasi ang soap bar, mas siya lower pH. Pero for oily skin like me, I'm oily, so I don't mind using the soap bar. Pero I still use a moisturizer after my... So, there, sa aking video. Nakatawa, ginawa ko yung video na yan. And then, while doing that video, I was looking at my dresser. Tapos, kakahiya, dirty secret to. Oh my gosh. Ito yung itsura ng vanity ko. Ang kalat, may empty bottles, may hotel bottles, may contact lens cases. Tapos I realized I still have old contacts in my drawer, in my makeup drawer. Papagalitin ako ni Pierre. Anyway, so this talk for today, this is just a segue para sa talagang main speaker natin ngayon, because your makeup, the products that you have, cosmetics, harbor organisms pag masyado na siyang matagal. Like this one, ito yung mga meningitis bacteria, mga expired makeups na sinabi, even staph aureus, pseudomonas pwedeng sorry. Now, how do you know the expiry date? Just a reminder, merong expiry date lagi yung product na nakaprint sa likuran, so make sure you take note of that. Pero, pag nabuksan nyo yung product, usually, meron ding 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24-month mark. Na kapag once opened at 6 months, it's not good to use the product anymore. Either hindi na effective yung ingredient, or kung iba na yung color, it will not be good for you anymore. So, maybe here's a little guide. Usually solid, like the lipstick, mas matagal yung expiration, almost 2 years. Once opened, once nagamit niya na. Pero the liquid, almost 1 year. So even your shampoos and body wash, kung matagal na siya nandun sa cabinets, hindi na siya magandang gamitin. Lalo na yung sa mata, diba? Your liquid eyeliner, your mascaras, 3 months, 3 to 6 months, dapat we discard it na. Kasi it can, if there is bacterial growth, diretso siya sa eye area. Okay, but everybody needs an inspiration for cleanups. So today we have a special guest, si Miss Tin. Super thank you talaga na she will help inspire us today. But before that, parang Christine will give some intro. Kasi nga, ang cleansing here in Skincare for Hope is all aspects, not just your skincare. Sige, Chris, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Claire. Hello, everyone. Can you see my presentation? Good? All good?
Christine, would you like to introduce Tin pala? Parang kulang yung introduction ko sa iyo, Tin.
Sige, I'll
then,
read the introduction
sister,
for Miss Tin. Ayan. Parang kami ng name, kaya siya maganda kasi parang kami ng pangalan. So let me introduce Miss Tin first. Miss Christine Dychiao is the first certified KonMari consultant in the Philippines. She attended the KonMari Consultant Seminar in New York in 2017 and was certified in 2018. She has spent hundreds of hours working with clients in tidying their homes. She also serves as a resource person for workshops and media on the topic of tidying and decluttering. Her own journey began when she first discovered Marie Kondo in her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up in 2014. Overwhelmed with the stuff she had accumulated over the years of mindless consumption and feeling its toll on her well-being, she immediately put the KonMari principles to practice and felt an immediate lightness in mood and clarity of mind. She has since used her own experiences and learnings to support others in their decluttering journey. So without further ado, we give the floor to Miss Tin Dychiao. Thank you, Miss Tin.
Thanks, Chris. So again, you've seen Claire's vanity. Don't worry, that is actually the norm. It's very rare to find a super tidy vanity. And the good news is and the good news is I'll teach you how to really take it to the next level and make it really tidy. So let's begin. Okay, see, that's common, very common. This is a typical vanity. I've done several vanities, and usually because the priority is clothes, but a lot of people always feel overwhelmed when it comes to the vanity because it's a lot of tiny little things. Like, how do you even begin? And the method I'll be teaching today, you'll know that it's possible to have a tidy vanity, a place that feels like a sanctuary when you're putting on your makeup, because there's a method that can help you with that, and that's the KonMari method, which Chris was saying that I studied for. So it's not about throwing stuff away. Don't think, oh, it's KonMari, I'm supposed to let go of my things. No, it's not really about letting go. It's keeping what makes you happy, what sparks joy. And it's a philosophy that is rooted on mindfulness. So you keep only the things that make you happy, the things that serve you, and gratitude. So it's a method developed by a Japanese tidying consultant. And she says that if you declutter and you have a tidy space, it's more than just like an aesthetic Pinterest pretty space. What you'll get is lots of time to do the things you love. When you're putting on your makeup, you know where everything is, so it saves you time preparing. For cleansing, you know where everything is. If you need extra stock, you know where you're keeping your extra cleansers, so you save time. You save money because you don't keep on buying things now you have multiples pala of the same color of lipstick. There's more space in your vanity, and of course, because you know what to discard. You're not keeping those bacteria gathering powders and creams, diba? So good health. And that's just some of the benefits. Like, apart from the tidy, beautiful, Pinterest pretty vanity, you have all these other benefits. So as I mentioned, it was developed by a Japanese tidying consultant. If you're familiar with her Netflix shows, this is Marie Kondo. And basically, she says that tidying can be learned by anyone who wants to declutter. So it's not just for those naturally OC or those who are always organized in the first place. Like, even if you're the messiest person, if you just keep the principles to mind, you will be successful in tidying because it's a technique that can be learned. It's like just math. If you keep on practicing math, or if you keep on reading books, diba, you become a fast learner. So it's really just like that. You just put it into practice. You just do all the techniques, and guaranteed you'll be successful in tidying. So what are the rules of tidying? There's 6 rules. And what I'll do later is integrate the step-by-step using your vanity as an example. So there are 6 rules. I'll run through it quickly and then I'll explain later. So rule number 1, you have to commit to tidying. Number 2, you have to imagine your ideal life. 3, finish discarding first before buying your organizers. Let go of the stuff first. And 4, we tidy by category, not by location. So don't think of, oh, I'm tidying my vanity. There's a step-by-step there. There's like, you're going to break it down into little, subcategories. And then follow the right order. And then lastly, if you can't decide if you should keep something, or, you just go back to, does this thing spark joy for me? Okay, so let's do it the vanity way. So example, rule number 1, you have to commit and celebrate tidying, meaning you don't think of tidying as a chore. You think of tidying as you're saving up, time and money. You're gonna, have a beautiful space. So think of the benefits that you'll be getting. So celebrate tidying. Don't think of it na, oh, such a waste of time. No, because it's actually an investment of your time, so that in the future you don't have to waste a lot of time looking for lost things, or wasting money because you keep on buying the same things. And remember, success is 90% mindset. So if your mindset is, this is going to be fun, I'm going to make this beautiful, you're there. You don't even have to start decluttering. The idea pa lang that you're thinking this is going to be great for me, pretty much like 90% for sure you'll be successful in tidying. So what do you do? Just allocate 3 hours. I find that in 3 hours, you can really do so much. As in, immediate transformation. You don't need to spend the whole day or the whole weekend tidying your vanity. If you think about it, it's really not a big space you're dealing with. It's usually, diba, how many square feet of space lang yan. So just allocate 3 hours to tidy, and you'll see. In this example, so rule number 2 is imagine your ideal life. So in this example, my client, this is her vanity area. So it actually is a vanity slash work area, because she mixes oils, like she's a doula, so she mixes her oils for her clients, and she's a certified clinical aromatherapist. So this is her space. And I told her, okay, what's your ideal space? How do you want it to look like? And she said, okay, I just want it clear. It's clutter free, and I can really mix, my oils and put on my makeup. Na my desk is clear. That's just the dream. It doesn't have to be like a fancy, oh, I want it to be like a architectural digest kind of space. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It's just as simple as clear, clutter free space. Okay. Can you guess how long it took us to get from this to this? You can type it in the chat box, or any guesses? Let's see, Hindi naman 5 minutes. 3 hours. Okay, see, somebody's listening. Noreen is listening. Okay, so Noreen is the closest, 3 hours. Actually, this was not 3 hours. This was 2.5. So because it was clear in her head what she wanted to get out of the space, clutter-free desk. My oils are in a different place. There's a diffuser, with my oils. I can smell it. And there's music in the background. Ganun lang, super simple. We did this in 2.5 hours. So what did we do? I'll show you later. But this is a different example, but I'll show you the step-by-step of how you do it. Okay? So that's imagining, the importance of imagining. Because if you have your vision, you'll get to your ideal place or space. Okay? Okay, so rule number 3, let it go. Meaning, you have to get stuff out. You really, okay, you don't have to like be a minimalist. If you really love makeup, by all means keep it. But it means you also have to let go of the expired ones, of the colors or the palettes or whatever you don't use. So this is a client's vanity. Okay, we were working on this. And natapos namin to. How? So we had to go through each and every item. And she had to decide, okay, what do I do with this? Donate na, expired na, let it go, tapo na. So in the end, what you're left with is what you really use and what you really like to use. So it has to be like what serves you. And you either discard, you sell. There are groups on Facebook where you can actually sell like unopened or swatched makeup, or you can donate. There's a foundation, and I'll show it to you later. They will accept. So Claire touched on this. Know that there are makeup that you really have to throw out, even if you've never really basta nabuksan na, because the quality degrades after some time. So take note of this. And for the donation guide, usually they also prefer slightly used, like yung nagamit lang once or twice, or ideally new. So there are foundations like foundation, which accepts makeup. And I heard somewhere that somebody knew someone from a funeral parlor, and of course you can donate there too if you don't mind. That's where your makeup goes. But there's plenty of ways to get rid of still good items, and it's up to you. You can donate it here, or you can donate it. There's plenty of ways to make full use of things you are discarding. So don't think, no, it's just patapon. You can give it to someone who will use it. So here, rule number 4. How do you break it down? So you break it down by subcategory. So don't think of, I'm fixing my vanity, but where do I begin? So this is where you begin. You start with the accessories. So, hair, if you have jewelry on your makeup desk, on your vanity, take them out, put them in a safe place. Mga hair accessories, you can also separate them. So you do it piece by piece. Kasi if you this is your vanity and you don't know where to begin, you'll really feel overwhelmed. So you have to break it down. So start with your makeup, your jewelry, and then your hair goods. So if there's hairspray there, or your blow dryer, usually these are the bulky ones. Your blow dryer, your rollers, set them aside, go through each item, and then decide where you will return it. So um it's really, if you want, wag ka munang mag-go through, you place them in little parang piles, like all accessories, all hair goods, your skincare and makeup, your candles, your oils, body oils in one pile. So just segregate. Hygiene care is, Q-tips, cotton pads, cotton balls, makeup removers, ganyan. And then medicine, then your tissue, toilet paper, and then other tools. So mga tweezers, ganyan. So create these piles and then go through each pile. Make sure that you only keep what you really use and then throw out what's expired. Then have a pile for donation. And then you'll see that your space will clear up. So there's the right order for tidying, because this is just vanity. I showed you the steps, but if it's like a full, home tidying, usually you start with clothes, and then your books, and then your papers, and then kimono, which is, where makeup falls under. So actually tidying your vanity is just one of the categories. It falls under kimono. And lastly, sentimental items. I don't think naman there's sentimental makeup. Unless you really like the case, maganda siya, and you want to keep it, by all means keep it. But typically, makeup is under kimono or miscellaneous. That's kimono is Japanese for miscellaneous. So again, I repeat, start with your accessories, then your hair goods. So, like I mentioned, hairspray, rollers, blow dryer, skincare items and makeup, candles, oils, and scents, hygiene care, medicine, consumables, and then your tools. And lastly, when you can't decide what do I do with this thing, you just ask yourself, does it spark joy? So spark joy is kind of like a nebulous concept, diba? What's spark joy? So it means like when you see it, you love it. Like, oh, I bought this in Korea, talagang favorite ko to. Then of course, obviously keep it. And then there are things that provide functional joy. So maybe a brush. It doesn't have to be like, wow, this is like a fancy brush, but because you use it every day, and if you don't have a brush, you'll have to buy it again, diba? So keep it because you need it for functional reasons. Then of course there are things that lead to future joy. So maybe your travel supplies, you don't use it now, but you know that when you travel, you're gonna use them. So of course, don't throw them away. Now, how do you tidy? So when you're tidying, you have to tell everyone in the household, even if it's just your vanity. So for one, your kids won't bother you, or everyone else in the household is looking for you and asking you to do things for them. So at least you block off that time for yourself. Tell everyone you're living with, okay guys, don't bother me. 3 hours lang naman eh. And then have a holding zone. So if you're tidying your vanity, maybe a space on the floor in the banyo. And of course, when your kids know, or your husband knows, or whoever in the family knows na you're tidying, they're not gonna go there and mess it up. It helps to have before and after photos to help you track your progress. And then of course, set a schedule. Like I said, 3 hours, you can tidy your vanity. Just commit to it and set that time for yourself. Okay. How to eliminate clutter? Okay. So people ask, how do I make sure it doesn't get messy again? The key here is storage and organization. So you don't have to buy fancy containers. Ideally, you reuse, repurpose, and recycle. You can always have little baskets and trays. I'll show you later. But no need to buy if you don't want to. Don't think na, oh, I have to buy these plastic bins. No naman. So you can repurpose, like those candle jars that are like when the wax is ubos na, you can use it for, holding little objects. And you can always think bento for little, like contain them in little compartments. So small objects, they tend to like scatter, diba, sabog. If you put them in tiny containers, and then all your lipstick together, all your creams together, all your travel or sample size makeup or eye creams, put them in one place, and then you'll see, oh, I have so much of this pala. And then it's also easy to look for things. So think bento, like a bento, Japanese bento box. If they have their own space in the vanity, it's easy to find things. And then, you also know that I have enough of this. I don't have to go keep on buying whenever you're out of the house and you're in, Watson's or whatever. Under the sink is valuable storage space. Don't think na, oh, it's under the sink. It's clean. You can put your shampoo there. You can put your rollers there. And make sure that you use the vertical space. Like you can use stackable bins and containers. And ideally, don't put tissue paper because it's like damp. But if it's in plastic, like a box naman like this, it's okay. So usually, what I would keep there are shampoo, soap, mga ganyan. Perfumes. Normally, diba, perfumes are like just on your vanity. If you gather them in one tray, they're so pretty. It's so nice to look at. And every time you see them, actually, mine, can you see it? Mine is up here. They're all in one tray, all my scents. And every time I see it, I'm like, I'm so lucky. I have so many nice scents. So put them in one place, group them together, and display them. So you also remember to use them. So I have it in one tray like here, and I see it. So every time I go out, I remember to put on perfume. Okay. Backstock, ideally keep them in one place. Like have a pantry for your backstock. Because if you got, if you just put them wherever, you'll forget that you already bought them. But if you gather them in one place, it's easier to keep track of what you have so you don't keep on buying the same things. Ideally, use clear containers so you can see what's inside. Because I've noticed if I keep it in a like a regular box that's not see-through, I forget what's in there unless I label them. So, nasasayang, na-expire. And remember, if you follow all of these rules, you'll enjoy tidying your vanity. Happy vanity tidying. And that's it.
All right. Oops. Ano ako? Okay, thank you very much, Miss Tin. Okay. Ayan. So maybe, Tin, yeah, maybe we have questions from our friends. Nakakatuwa naman ng ang shinare ni Miss Tin. So she gave us the idea that tidying up is not just an act, but it's also a philosophy, tama, di ba? It's a principle in life. Teka lang.
Tin, can you open your Tin Dychiao? Can you open your camera? Di ba you showed kanina?
Sure, sure, sure.
Ayan. Okay.
Kanina your
Ah, yeah,
perfume,
yeah,
sabi mo.
my perfumes, they're right there.
So
Your
maybe we
camera
have
is
we
off.
have questions from our fans
Sure.
from those who are here with us right now. You can raise your hand or you can type it in the chat box and then
Yeah, ako
we'll read
muna
it.
while they're thinking. So how often would you do decluttering or tidying up then? Or what's recommended?
Okay, good question. Actually, you just need to do like one major decluttering. And then kasi ako for me, because I did this major declutter, and then I know na I can survive with this makeup and this enough like in a pouch. I don't need a fancy, 'di ba yung maganda. I guess hindi rin kasi ako super into makeup, but I'm more into skincare. But I just have a tiny pouch where I have my everyday makeup. And then that's it. I don't keep on buying na because I know I have stuff pa to use. And so I'm able to maintain it. So for me, just one. But if you're like the type who loves makeup, you keep on buying, and then you're like trying new colors, then of course you'll have to do it more often because you're more experimental, diba? But you know what you really use, so you can do like maybe quarterly. You go through your things and think of, okay, is this okay na? I use it? If not, you do the spark joy test, like. Does it serve me? Do I really like this color on me? And then if not, then you can donate na and give to friends. I don't know, up to you. Where like my sister, she's more like into makeup, so I had makeup that I said, okay, yours na lang. But make sure if you're gonna give something away, it's to someone who will really use it. Don't say na, oh, yours na lang, then bahala na siya. It's like you're passing on the problem to someone eh. So it has to be that this person really loves, what she's getting.
No, we
Yeah,
have
siguro
to
mga
make
once
sure.
a year, no? Kasi nag-expire usually yung product. Parang one
Yeah, so
year
I
din.
would say like
Twice or
one major declutter and then just check for yung, like you said nga, there's 6 months, 12 months, diba? So, just be mindful of the expiry na lang.
Yeah, mahalaga nga na pagiging mindful natin sa
Yes,
ating
part talaga
products.
siya.
Yes, and sparking joy, we also, when we try to give away the things that we have to make sure that it also sparks joy to the people whom we pass it on to, right?
Exactly,
Right.
yes.
Baka may
How
other
about his
questions?
space, her space? Ay, syempre, makalat din yung kay Roy na gamit, diba? So, should I also clean up my husband's space? So, ba do you do that?
You need permission. We can't touch something kasi we don't
Forgot.
know like what if, they don't want to like sometimes I threw something out and my husband before KonMari to and said, tinatago ko kasi gusto kong maalala ano yung shaver na yun. Sorry, natapon ko na. So before we throw stuff out, ask the person, is this okay? Or do I have your permission for me to go through your things? And then they're there making the decision. Kasi yun nga, from my experience, I threw something out and my husband said, sana yun? Sabi ko, tinapon sa niya. Hindi, kasi I wanted to, hindi pa naman niya naisip to take a picture at that time. But yeah, I remember sometimes people keep things for a reason, so let's not throw it on their behalf.
Or they remember where. Si Roy kasi ang kalat. Sorry, finreveal ko na yung asawa ko. Oh my gosh.
Binisto mo
But
na.
he remembers where it is. So, parang pag ni-rearrange mo yon, even if the things are there, alam niya na
Yes.
it's there. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Organized chaos for them
Organized
kasi yun.
chaos. Oh my God. How about showers, then, if we can touch upon it?
Showers. Ganun din. So, it's part of the categories. So, that's under yung mga shampoos and soaps. Hygiene. Ganun din eh. Look at the expiry. You'll notice sometimes, because sometimes when you have a lot of back stock, you forget they're there. And then when you see expired na, diba? So, ganun din. Just be mindful of how much you buy. And sometimes, oh, sale. And then you realize kaya pala naka-sale kasi malapit nang mag-expire. So be mindful of these things and always have that dedicated area for your extra supplies. And that way, kasi sometimes if you keep things in different locations, you forget eh. Like me, I know I'll forget it. So magugulat ka na lang, ay, may shampoo pala here. 'Di ba? So keep them in one place so you know and remember to use them. And then you're mindful also of the expiries.
Yeah, and if it actually expired products, I don't advise it to use on your skin. But example, it's a body wash. You can use it for something else. Maglinis ng table,
Yes, or
maglinis ng
banyo. Pang scrub ng banyo.
pang scrub ng
Yeah, like
gamit.
yung mga rubber mats, 'di ba? Minsan you can use it to ano, like my husband has old shampoo. Mabango naman, di pa na, pero it's like 4 years old. Pero hindi niya masyado, I use it to pang scrub kasi, I mean, di ba, it's still lathery. Parang
Oo.
nagla-lather pa naman siya. And it smells good. It's not chemical smell, di ba? But I use it for like scrubbing the rubber mats. Advice for hoarders. Actually, before kasi I tidied, may kind of hoarder, ano rin ako, oy, sale, bili. Then, yun nga eh, from my experience you end up with so much stuff and then you realize, you're not, you're not using them and you end up throwing it out. So, yung na-save ko, actually, sayang din. So, my advice really is you start decluttering. Kasi there's something that sparks in your brain, that shifts in your brain when you realize, oh my God, I have so much. Like, I have so much, ano pala, like brush cleaners. Kasi minsan may nagbibigay sa akin. So, and like I had 6 brush cleaners na backstock ha, and I don't even wear that much makeup. So, once you declutter and you realize how much you have, you realize, oh my God, this can't happen again. And then it takes up so much space. And then you throw so much and then you feel, oh my God, sayang. So that's my advice. If you have a tendency to hoard, start decluttering because you'll realize, oh my God, ang dami kong gamit. And then ang daming I had to throw out. And then you don't want to go back to that experience again. Any more questions?
Ako, advice naman for people who are kuripot. I mean, kasi ako may tendency naman ako, dirty little secret, may tendency ako to use things na pa konti-konti up until such a time na, ay, malapit na pala siya mag-expire. So, parang,
Tapos
ay,
ang
hindi ko alam,
mahal.
oo, yun. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ganun ako. Pero anyway, ano yung makakatulong sa mga taong katulad ko na, yun nga, kuripot gumamit, pero parang we know that things should be used and, yeah, kailangan din sila mag-pass on. Pero how can I remove that sobrang pagtitipid in my system?
I can relate to that kasi minsan pag alam mong mahal, 'di ba? You kind of, and then you realize, oh my God, ang dami pa niya, and then malapit na. So, and then suddenly you're like, pati likod, ginagamit yung astringent, di ba? Pati lahat ng pwedeng lagyan. So, number one is, no, there's called the fallacy of sunk cost. Like minsan, because we spent so much for it, parang hinayang na hinayang tayo. But actually, because you spent for it, use it. The best way to really maximize your money is to use it. Kasi minsan nga, maraming ganyan eh. I think it's a very Pinoy characteristic na tipirin. Kasi that's how we were raised, diba? Na parang be frugal, parang wag gastos, wag yung kailangan masinop, yung mga ganyan. So, it's how we were raised, but actually, you're giving more service to your hard-earned money when you use something, not when you're saving it. Kasi sometimes, in the spirit of saving, in the end, you don't use it. Like, sayang yung sapatos, mahal. And then, nag-crumble na lang over the pandemic kasi, di ba, nasira ni leather, nag-expire na yung soles, and stuff like that. So, know that you deserve it. You spent good money for it. Use it. Display it para you remember to use it. Kasi sometimes, nakatago eh, di ba? Kasi sayang, mahal. Gamitin ko lang pag special occasion. But no, if it's out there, you remember eh. So, right now, like all my skincare, talagang nakalabas siya. Para I remember, oh, I should use this.
Ayan. So, thank you for that. Nag-stick sa akin yung sinabi mo na, yun nga, you're honoring your hard-earned money more at saka yung yourself more when you use these things. Oo nga
Yes.
naman. Ayan. Sige, let me read the comments sa ating sa ating chat box. So maraming nagsabi na inspired sila maglinis. Wow, that's so nice. Ayan. So sana ma-bring into action yung ating inspiration and then somebody shared that yung daw unused cosmetics na si Miss Noreen, kanyang unused cosmetics na imported, tapos pasalubong sa kanya.
Yes.
Minsan binibigay daw niya sa cleaning ladies. Oh,
Yeah.
sinishare niya. That's nice.
That's a very good idea. You know, we were in Japan, and then yung girl niya sa Disneyland, nagwawalis lang siya sa Disney. Ang ganda ng makeup niya. Tapos ako, bakit dito yung mga street sweepers, ang ganda nila. So this is such a good tip. Yeah, we should. I mean, I'm sure they'll be happy to receive them. Yeah, bigyan mo pa ng pabango, di ba?
Yeah, ayan. So,
This
baka
is a
may
good tip.
yes, thank you very much for that sharing, Miss Noreen. Baka may questions pa yung ating ibang mga friends. Yan, si Miss Joanne Garcia is here with us. She joined us recently. Yan. Baka you have questions.
For the bath tin, towels, rags, how do you organize?
Towels, okay. Usually, I, di ba, in hotels or spas, they roll it up. I find that that's a nice way of storing versus stacking them na one on top of the other. Kasi when you pull something out, nagtatopple sila. So it's nice if they're either folded or rolled up in a drawer. I should have taken a photo, but and then also regularly my sister-in-law does this, like regularly do like she puts vinegar, baking soda, parang ganyan to refresh the towels kasi sometimes after a time, 'di ba, the towels isn't as absorbent na or super hindi na, 'di ba, hindi na siya
Oh,
maganda.
I didn't know that.
So,
Vinegar and baking soda.
yeah, in the washing machine. Sabi niya it helps refresh.
Fluff.
Sometimes, 'di ba, there's an old smell na rin pag hindi natutuyo ng maayos, ganyan. So there's
Ooh.
plenty of tips there. And sabi niya, if it's white, you can use like an OxyClean. So like it's an oxygenated cleanser. So it refreshes the whites.
Right, kaya baking soda, di ba? Yung Arm& and Hammer nga washing
Oh,
machine.
yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Ayan. So thank you very much for all of those tips and for all of this inspiration, Miss Tin. So ano nga, sana nga yung hindi lang naiwan sa atin yung nag-spark ng joy and inspiration, yung talk ni Miss Tin, but also would lead us into action and contemplation kung what are the things that spark joy, and maybe yun nga, give yourself that well-deserved ano ba, paggamit ng ating
Yes.
things, because sabi nga nung I remember one of my sisters telling me, kasi na-hoarder ako, na things are meant to be used and not just stored. Yeah, ayan.
Exactly.
And when we clear our space, it also helps us to clear our minds and also increase our well-being. So, ayun. So, thank you very
Yes.
much again, Miss Tin. And maybe you can share with us a way for our friends to contact you kung gusto ka nilang gawing, ang tawag doon, consultant. Ayan. Go ahead.
Sure. You can message me at sparkjoy.ph on Instagram. And you can message Claire and she'll give you my number.
Okay,
Ayan.
sinabi mo yan, ah.
Oh,
Dami.
game.
Ayan. So hopefully we can also have Miss Tin again in the future. Ayan.
Sure.
Para sure, we can learn more, hindi lang tungkol sa vanity yung paglilinis, but also other places in
Yeah,
our house.
the
Yeah,
rest
the
of the
Ayan.
home.
clothes.
Yes. And we also want to thank Doc Claire for sharing with us on our skincare and how to cleanse our face na yun nga, kasi minsan nakakatamad. Or ako lang natin. We have to keep in mind to do it regularly so that the bacteria and all the chemicals could be washed away so that our skin can also breathe better. Yeah, it's also part of our self-care. So in line with that, bilang pagpa-plug po ng Skincare for Hope ay teka, sa aking sorry, wait lang. Share ko yung screen ko kasi meron kaming promo. And so Skincare for Hope, by the way, yeah, meron tayong line of products, and for this term, tama ba? For July ba, Doc Claire? Meron tayong special promo sa ating body wash. So we have 15% off when you purchase our body wash. Ang purchase ay direct, tama 'di ba? Through Skincare for Hope Advocates Facebook. Yes, so you get 50% off on top of your advocate discount. So kung meron kang currently you're on 10%, tapos dadagdagan pa namin ng 15%, so ilan na yun? 25% off na. Tama ba, Doc Claire? Oo, yun. So magiging ano siya, on top of your existing discount when you buy your body wash. And then, if you buy bundles like the premium bundle, which consists of the skin relief cream, the shampoo, and the body wash, you get to have 10% off, as well as with your moisturizing bundle, which includes the body wash and the skin relief cream. So you may have this discount when you order via Facebook at Skincare for Hope Advocates. Yan, or directly to us. Okay. So are there any more announcements? Meron pa. Oo, yan. Our next fellowship will be on September 23. So fourth week of September po, in preparation for Christmas. Wala pa ng Christmas. Ayan. So, meron bang additional announcements, Doc Claire, before we wrap up?
Wala naman. Pero yeah, thank you for coming, and I hope you guys learned something for today, no? That cleansing is part of self-care, not just for yourself, but your surroundings and your environment as well. Extending to the environment, kasi yun talagang sustainability is also a big issue and important thing for all of us. So we at Skincare for Hope, no, parang it's something that we want to share to everyone, inviting you to become an advocate as well. Sana, you can help us become a reseller, or at least tell people, that they have to be gentle with their skin and not to lose hope. Di ba? Spark joy. Yun na lang pala.
Spark joy.
Okay.
That's right. Ayan. Siguro bago tayo mag-close, maybe we can ask some of our our friends here with us kung ano yung pinaka-takeaway nila from our session for today. So baka pwede mag-raise ng hand, mag-open ng mic, or you can put your takeaway sa ating chat box. Ay, ayun. Maybe anyone?
Sis
Who could
Dina. Ay,
share?
pinush.
Ikaw na lang, Doc Nair. What's your favorite thing from this session?
Na hindi ko his and her space. Hindi ko
Ah,
pwedeng pakialaman yung gamit ng asawa ko.
oo
Kaya
nga
gusto
naman.
ko.
Yan. So we have to also respect the other persons, other people's space and things. Ayan.
Yeah. And
May
I
nagtanong,
like
yes, sorry. Go ahead.
towel hack is very good. I should
Mm,
check on that.
ayan. Si Miss Dina, nag-open siya ng cam. Baka meron siyang gustong sabihin. Yes,
Sis
Miss
Dina.
Dina.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, yung talk ni Miss Christine, very applicable to me. And I've been trying to tidy up, ma'am, for the last 5 years. Pero parang di pa ako di pa ako naging successful kasi I'm a hoarder of everything. Notebooks, books, lahat-lahat. So, but siguro from what I learned from you today, it's just parang take it one at a time per category. Kung books, kung ano, and then bottom line, do not buy. Yon. Thank you po.
Yes, thank you for sharing, Miss Dina. Ayan. Baka meron pang iba? At may tanong daw, do you have sample sizes ng skincare for hope? Doc Claire, ayan, sinagot na rin niya. Pero baka gusto ring
Oo.
marinig ng ating ibang mga friends.
Well, we'll release the sample sizes during Christmas for the Christmas holiday. Right now wala, but the sizes of our products are not very big. So actually parang tamang-tama lang siya. Enough for you to appreciate the product and remember that skincare and products require a long term before you really parang ma-appreciate nyo yung it's my skin's getting softer, my skin's getting so kung konting-konti and you just want the sample size, the benefits of it, maiisip nyo lang is just the scent, yun lang. Pero yung long-term benefit, I think the sizes that we have is just right. So, order din kayo.
Ayan, you can find us at Lazada and Shopee. And we also have a website, skincareforhope.com, if you want to check out our products. Okay, so may major takeaway pa si Miss Noreen before we wrap it up. So major takeaway ni Miss Noreen, reward yourself by using what you spent before masayang. Oo nga naman. So yun nga, parang we buy things to make us happy, and what makes us happier is to use those things. Yes. So thank you very much for that reminder, Miss Noreen. And yun nga, before we wrap it up, maybe we can ask everybody to open their camera so we can have our photo up. Enlarging screen. Suklay-suklay tayo. Okay. So, for the others na hindi makakapag-open, pwede po kayo mag-face react. Ayan, pwede kayo mag-emoji,
Heart na lang.
mag-smile, ganyan. So, we will be screen capturing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Yay! So, once more, thank you very much, Miss Christine Dychiao and Dr. Claire and everybody here who has joined us on our fellowship today. And we hope that in the next days that you have, you will also find hope and healing for yourself and for your family. So once more, this is Christine Reyes, and we hope that you will join us again on our next fellowship or next activities in Skincare for Hope. Our next fellowship is on September, and we'll announce the other things. Yeah. So thank you everyone. Bye.
Thanks for joining.